Hello and welcome back, my dear listeners. This is your host Sharmishta back with a new story, The Skeleton of the Dwarf, by one of the doyens of horror fiction of Bengal, Manobendra Pal. That night, I was awakened by a muffled sound outside my door. I quickly sat up, my whole self alert, my ears straining to pick up a second sound. But nothing happened. I wondered whether I had dreamt it. And then the sound came again, as if as if someone wearing wooden footwear was climbing the stairs. Suddenly the sound stopped. I waited, holding my breath. But there was silence. Strange, who could be climbing the stairs at this time of the night? And why? And even if he was, why did he stop all of a sudden? Was it a thief or a dacoit? But I had bolted the front door very well. Then could it be that he was back? No, 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 no. I shuddered at the thought. Should I go and check? I gave up the idea as soon as I even thought about it. I spent the rest of the night wide awake, thinking. It had happened long ago. Borakor is a place near the borders of West Bengal and Bihar. Many years ago, my grandfather had built a house there, near the banks of a river. It had served as a holiday home for the family whenever they wanted to get away from Kolkata. But after his death, the visits to that home had slowly stopped. And it was this place that I had made my home. I'm a bachelor and I love my solitude. Another thing about me is that I find the company of sadhus and sannyasis very fascinating. And then there are tantriks. I'm deeply fascinated by them too. Once in an old crematorium, I had seen a tantrik. He was sitting on a dead body and chanting mantras. He was practicing the art of reviving the dead, a practice full of dangers. The trick lay in not getting scared. If you got scared, you were dead. I had wanted to learn the art too and had approached the tantrik with the request. He had turned his red-rimmed eyes upon me, and then the resounding slap he had planted on my cheek was something I had not been prepared for. Get out! Go away, stupid boy! You think this is a game? Go away right now! Go! I had hastily retreated from there, but had not given up the wish to learn that forbidden art. I roamed many villages after that, and then one day I came across a crematorium beside a rotten river. Rotten? Yes, rotten. A river whose water gave off a fetid smell. All around its bank lay dead dogs, cats, goats, human corpses, and skulls. Some of the skulls were floating in the water. The stench was horrible. My guts were churning. And it was here that I found this old woman. I heard people stayed away from her. They called her a witch. She was lying under a banyan tree, a tattered shawl barely covering her up. Her arms and face were smeared with ash of cremated bodies. Her hair was a disheveled mess of white. I walked up to her and slowly sat down, waiting for her to wake up. When finally she opened her eyes and sat up, I repeated my request again. I want to learn the art of body worship. She stared at me for a few moments before a thick gob of spit came and hit me on my face. Get lost, fool! Get lost! Otherwise you will die. But this time I refused to run away. I stayed on. She would yell at me every day, throw half-burnt wood sticks at me, but I refused to budge. 1 month, 2 months went by, and finally she relented. She called me to sit near her and began narrating stories of ghosts and evil spirits. From her, I learnt about energetic beings in female form called Dakinis. I learnt of the Hakini Shakti from her. My dear boy, you think this art is easy? You sit on a dead body and you bring it to life? No, it is all very deep. Our body has 7 chakras. Of that, our third eye, Agnya Chakra, Param Shiva, Shambhu is said to dwell here, and his Shakti is Hakini Shakti. We have to worship her to learn the art. Wrong worship will lead to punishment worse than death. You will still learn, dear boy. I was staring at her, mesmerized. I was amazed that she had so much knowledge. I folded my palms before her and said, Ma, I will learn from you. The old woman merely smiled and croaked, Learn and understand. But if you do something wrong, you will be responsible for your own death that will follow. I jumped up. I will learn this art, Ma, come what may. She smiled again. Then go to the nearby market and get me a few things. And find me a dead body. Into the mysterious world of spirits and ghosts, our protagonist takes his first step. A mysterious old woman as his teacher. His first step to knowledge. And his first step into danger. Join me as I return soon with the next episode. Till then,